Hi everyone, welcome to Module 3, Part 1, where we will start talking about combinations, where order does not matter. In our previous module, we look at permutations, where we arrange things, but the order does matter. Let me explain a little bit more. Handshake is a great example where we can see the order does not matter. Let's assume I have person A and person B. Now, how many handshakes will it take for everyone to have shake their hands? This is easy. Only one handshake. A shakes hand with B. Now, if I were to write A shakes hand with B, or B shakes hand with A, it doesn't really matter because it's the same people shaking their hands. So I will still have one handshake. Now let's extend this a little bit more. Let's say I have three people, A, B, and C. Now if I were to list down the list of handshakes, this will be easy. There will be A and B, A and C, and B and C. Now there will be three handshakes whereby all three people, A, B, and C, would have shaked each other's hands. Now if I think about it in the terms of permutations, I may list down and say, okay, I have B and A, C and A, and C and B. Now what we need to understand here is these are basically the same, because when A and B shake each other's hand, it's the same as B shaking A's hand or A shaking B's hand. So what we can see here is the order whether it's AB or BA does not matter. And I think this is the key idea about what combination is in difference with permutations. So going back to the question here, so if I have three people and they were to shake hands once with each other, how many handshakes will they be? The answer here is not 6, as we can see, but it is only 3. A combination is any selection of objects where the order of the objects is immaterial. In other words, we are not concerned. It is of no concern of how the objects are ordered. We are only concerned how many ways. Now let's formalize this mathematically. Now we looked at just now, we had assuming we have three people, A, B, and C, shaking their hands. Now if we were to use the regular method of permutations, we will say 3 permute 2. Remember, in permutations I am concerned about the order, so the answer will be 6. But we know that if three people were to shake their hands, A, B, and C, there will be only 3 distinct handshakes. So how can we formalize this mathematically? Now recall that 3p2 is the same as 3 factorial divided by, this is n, and this is 3 minus 2 factorial, okay, n minus r factorial. So this will give us 6. Okay, so we know this is the formula for permutations. Now in this case, if we want the answer to be 3, then we can see here from this formula that we need to get rid of the 2, because this is 3 times 2 times 1. Well, this is 1. So I need to get rid of the 2. Now we know 2 here is the R. So if we were to rewrite this, let's say now I'm not interested in permutations, but I'm interested in combinations, writing it as 3C2. In order to get the answer 3, if I were to follow the permutation formula, it will be 3 factorial divided by 3 minus 2 factorial, and I need to divide by another 2 factorial, and this is to get rid of the 2 here. Okay, to get rid of this 2 here, so that I will get the answer that I need, which is 3. Now if I were to rewrite this in the permutation formula, this will look like n factorial divided by n minus r factorial divided by another r factorial, and this in essence will give me the answer that I need, which is 3, where order is not important. So what we have done here is we formalize this mathematically in terms of formula. How does combination look like as compared to permutations? So this is how the combinations formula looks like. And if I were to, out of n objects, if I were to take r objects and combine them, the formula is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial multiplied by r factorial. So of course we don't have to use this formula all the time or write it in this manner. If you go to your calculator, you will notice that just beside the permutations button, there's also a combinations button that you can use to find a combinations answers. Now let's look at some questions and see how we can apply what we have learned thus far. Now in this question it says, in how many ways can 6 prefects be selected from 9 students? Now I have 9 students. Keep in mind the order is not important. I just want to combine 6 prefects. I want to choose 6 prefects. So I'm asking this question out of 9 people. If I were to choose 6 prefects, how many combinations can I have? Different combinations. So if I were to use my calculator and just click in NC6, I will get the answer 84. So this is a pretty straightforward question. Let's move on to a next one. How many singles matches can be organized if there are 20 players in a badminton tournament? Okay, in a singles match, 2 players will play against each other. So in other words, what I'm asking here is, if I were to have 20 players and if I were to combine them in twos, how many ways will that produce? So it's 20 C2. Again, using the calculator, I will get 190. So what does this answer mean? This answer simply means if I were to take 20 people and arrange them to play singles matches, it's just the same as handshakes. That means I can have 190 different matches if there are 20 people. That's what this answer means. Now let's move on. Let's look at the last example here. In how many ways can a committee of 5 men and 3 women be formed from a group of consisting of 12 men and 8 women? So I have 12 men and I want to combine 5. This is just for the men. Now for the women, I have 8 women, but I only need 3. Now, using the calculator respectively, I will know that the answer to this is 792, and the answer to this is 56. So since I want a committee of 5 men and 3 women, a combination of both, so I need to multiply both these answers, and this will yield the answer that I need, 44,352. So this is the answer that I'm looking for. So we just completed the first part of this module, basically on understanding what combinations are compared to permutations. So the key word here is for us to remember is that in combinations, order does not matter, whereas in permutations, the order really matters. In module 3, in the second video, we will look at a few more questions where we will impose conditions. So these conditions needs to be met when I am doing the combinations calculations. See you in the next video.